Hi Gemini, welcome to your August 2020 Astrology 33 general reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description video for more details there. As far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled a couple of Oracle cards and a Mudra card for you. So we'll get started with the main spread. Main situation position, we have the Fool in reverse, Death in reverse, and the World in reverse. So, in a way, this is a pretty straightforward message to me, unless there's something I'm missing here. But seeing these cards come out together, Fool in the upright would represent taking a leap of faith, a fresh start on something. The Death would indicate that something had ended for you as well, and the World would indicate completion. So with all three of these coming up in reverse, that tells me that, even if you may want to have a new start, a fresh start on something, it looks like there's a cycle that's not complete yet. And due to that, you actually might find a little difficulty with moving forward until that cycle's completed. Now, that can manifest in a few different ways. Maybe there's some things that you might have worked on during the retrogrades that happened recently. For example, you had Venus retrograde in your sign. You had Mercury retrograde in Cancer. So it can be around finances for some of you. It can be around relationships as well. But it looks like, there might be something that was left incomplete in the past, and now you might actually have to complete that to move forward. So, like I said, if it's a one-to-one relationship, for example, could be as simple as saying you and that person might have to, have some more discussions around a situation before you move forward. Challenger obstacle position, we have the Four of Wands also came up in reverse. So with this in reverse, it could just be saying that there could be some instability around your home environment. Maybe this is around moving for some of you as well. So maybe you might have started negotiations around moving, and then with all the uncertainty going on with basically in the entire world this year, you might have had some delays with that. For some of you, this could represent also possibly friendships, because this is Aries energy, and for you guys that is your 11th house of friendships. But yeah, it looks like there's some instability there, and that's the challenge where you have to actually figure out a way to stabilize the situation in order to move forward. In the foundation position, we have the Nine of Wands. So whatever the situation was, it looks like you might have actually made an effort toward it in the past and might have actually had some difficulty with it. If we look at his facial expression there, it looks like he's gone through a bit of a rough time, right? And he's almost expecting that time to continue. This might have been something that for some of you happened around the time of that Sagittarius full moon, since this is Sagittarius energy. And this could just be saying, you might feel like, all right, you might not have much optimism in the situation improving, but it looks like it will be moving forward for you guys. It looks like you're just a little bit guarded at this time, though. In the past position, we have the Tower. So if there is one spot for this to come up in, that's a good spot. It'd be the past. That means that a lot of you probably already went through the situation, and that could be what's causing that instability for you right now. So like I said, it could be a few different ways that it might have played out. It might have been a one-on-one relationship. Could have been a work situation for some of you. But yeah, it looks like there was something that threw you for a loop in the past, caused some upheaval. And I mean, that's pretty much, I feel like everyone feels like they've probably gone through a Tower situation. That's what we tend to see online in the tarot communities. People talking about 2020 and tarot moments. But that's what I see there. Like I said, it's a good thing that's in the past, and the energy I see surrounding it moving toward the future looks like that really is, even if it did happen in the past, it looks like you're well on your way forward from it. In the present position, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So for some of you, if this was some delays around finances, I see that there could be some forward movement there. This is actually the Court card for Virgo, so there's also that element tying in for some of you where it could be around your home and family life. So like I said, maybe some of you were planning on moving, maybe you actually made an offer on the house, things might have been seeming to go well, and then all of a sudden someone might have backed out of the agreement or something along those lines. Or maybe there's some delays with getting a loan for the house, for example. There's a few different ways it could play out. But with this here, I see this as an indicator of forward movement. The offer that you do receive will be a stable and an offer you can trust. It might have felt like a long time coming for some of you as well, because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving of the knights. But yeah, it looks like there's some stability there, and I feel like it's one of those things where, given that this is Virgo energy, this could be saying that even if it's something that won't take place for you guys until Virgo season, at least whatever conversations you have now, you might feel like it actually sets things in stone in a concrete way that you can trust. All right, in the near future position, we have Temperance. So this is actually a major arcana card for Sagittarius, which is your opposite sign. So again, I get another indicator. Like I was saying, maybe this is something that might have gone off the rails a bit around the time of that Sagittarius full moon. And now maybe that's being set to rights. And like I said, wouldn't surprise me because we had all those retrograde things going on. So now as we actually start to clear the shadow periods for them, technically at the time of recording this, we're still in Venus and Mercury shadow right now, even though they're moving direct. But by the time we get into August, those will be over. So I could be saying that it's just as simple as that, having those energies moving forward and forward momentum, clear to their shadows, that could actually help you restore balance around some situations. And like I said, with this, given that it is Sagittarius, it could represent some kind of partnership. Tend to think romantic partnerships, but it could be anything. Like I said, even making an agreement on a work deal or for possibly for a home. Those are all considered partnerships as well. So either way, definitely a good indicator to see in the near future. In the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Emperor and the Ace of Swords. So interesting energy here. To me, this says that you have access to some truth. Maybe you came to some realization around something, but I'm not necessarily sure that you're expressing it with the Emperor energy. It could be one of those things where, especially if this is some kind of a back and forth battle, quote unquote, type of situation you've been in, it might be one of those things where you might almost view it as a strategic advantage to hold on to this truth, right? And you might want to see how the other person plays their hand. Like, okay, I know exactly what the situation is, but let me see if they're upfront about it, right? Just a generic example of how that could play out. Of course, this could also be pointing to the fact that we have Mars moving through Aries. And like I said, for you guys, that's your 11th house. That's a lot of Uranus energy. And then with the Ace of Swords here, it could just be saying that you might be getting a lot of insights around situations too. So keep an eye out for that. All right. In the environment position, we have, excuse me, 6 of Wands and 2 of Cups. So pretty good energies here. The 6 of Wands is actually Leo energy, which for you guys is your 3rd house of communication. So, like I was saying, as far as you guys might be holding on to some truth, it looks like if you do communicate that, it actually might cause some positive momentum and partnership in that regard. It might bring people together. But also this could just be pointing to recognition that you might be getting. So for some of you, what I see there with the Knight of Pentacles could even be maybe if there was some kind of a promotion you've been working toward in your job, you might actually finally hear this month that they are going to extend that position to you, and that could be what the Emperor's about there. And then with that Ace of Swords, it might even tell you, hey, just don't go, don't announce it yet, but this is the deal, right? And then maybe they'll tell you, oh, we'll make the official announcement during Virgo season. Just a generic way of how that could play out. But yeah, that's what I see there. Of course, this could represent another person's energy. And if that's the case, it looks like they actually might move forward and try to get things off the ground with you, possibly in a romantic sense, since we do see the 2 of Cups there. But it can be around finances for you guys too, since this represents Cancer energy, and that is your 2nd house of finances. So could go either way. Either way, it looks like a positive partnership. In the hopes or fears position, we have the 5 of Swords. So, like I was saying, to me, this calls back to that 9 of Wands energy I see in the foundation, which is just like you might have a fear that there's going to be some kind of a conflict around the situation, and then that could even be what that Emperor's about too, where it could be one of those things where like, okay, I know the situation, but I know if I say something to this person, it's just going to cause a conflict, right? So that could be why you might be holding back on saying something. But yeah, well, I will say too, this reminds me of the fact that we're going to have an Aquarius full moon early on in August. So, and that's actually going to be square Uranus and obviously opposite the sun. So that's going to cause some tense energies there. So you might want to keep an eye out for that time as far as, trying to avoid any kind of conflicts. If someone comes towards you and says something that seems a little off, you might want to just give yourself a little time to process it before reacting. But yeah, that's what I see there. And just keep in mind what I always say with this position in the spread is it's hopes or fears. So there's no real indicator that this is what actually would play out. It's just more of something that's on your mind. And of course, that could be because if you went through a tower moment with someone in the past and you're in that Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands energy, rather, then naturally, yeah, I could see why you might fear, oh, we're just going to go through an argument again. But it doesn't look like that's the energy that I'm seeing here this month at all. So whatever it was could have just been a blip due to those retrogrades, and now you guys can move forward in a positive way. All right, in the outcome position, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is actually the court card for Libra, and for you guys, that's your fifth house. So this could just be saying, like I was talking about with the Uranus energy there, maybe you guys might just get a lot of creative ideas that start flowing through you. With that Leo energy, you might get some recognition for them as well, because let's also remember that toward the end of the month, we'll actually, not towards the end of the month, pretty much throughout most of the month, I was going to say, we have that Leo energy that you guys will be having. So your communication could be in the spotlight in some way, possibly in a positive way, especially with that Six of Wands in the environment position. And this could just be pointing to, again, like I was saying, the theme of balance. So if there was some type of imbalance, which we could definitely see with the Tower card, between the Temperance card, the Six of Wands with the Two of Cups, it looks like that balance definitely has a good chance of being restored with the Queen of Swords energy here. And this could just represent you guys being able to move forward due to that as well. Like we were saying here with that Fool, Death card, and the World card all in reverse, whatever seems to transpire this month seems to get you guys back on track and moving forward. So that's what I see there. And at the bottom of the deck, you guys have the Eight of Wands. So could be a lot of communication coming your way. Like I said, would make sense. We're clearing the Venus retrograde shadow period. We're clearing the Mercury retrograde shadow. So, communication definitely might start to pick up for you guys. All right. First oracle card we have is By the Book. There's the artwork for it, and the number is 11. All right, it says abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family traditions, universal laws. The Oracle's message. The universe works within the structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. The principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them, rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules, even if it seems to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. So, pretty lengthy message there, but hopefully that resonated with you guys. And the relationship message says getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment, culture, and experience. Find a middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want to do them. Your connection will deepen as a result. So that was an interesting message there, because that actually made me think of the Emperor and Ace of Swords energy we see here, where that's saying that maybe this is actually you guys holding yourselves back in some way from trying to control a situation, and that actually can lead to that forward movement and harmony in that regard. So, it could just be saying that you might see something that seems a little off and you want to, correct the person, right? But it could just be saying try to go with the flow a little bit with that temperance energy and watch things naturally correct themselves in a positive manner. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. The prosperity message says, at this time, you can expect a return on your investment. Whatever you have pursued, be it a dream you've long cherished, a skill you've cultivated, or a service you're called to, will come to you if you are willing to go by the book. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to be successful. Follow in the footsteps of others who have already achieved the things you're striving for. You can learn a lot by observing the structures that are already working. Your creative projects and commitment to prosperity are in alignment with the needs of the world, but impatience may tempt you to cut corners to get there more quickly. Stick with what you know works, and you will attract abundance. So definitely a pretty positive message there as well, and hopefully that resonates with you guys. And next we have Canary Spirit, Sing Your Own Song. There's the artwork, and the number is 12. So interestingly, on the surface, this seems to contradict the message we just read there. And interestingly, it's 11 here, then we have 12, like a progression. So we'll see, though. We'll see what the messages say there. If it really does contradict it, or maybe if there's a way the two can work together. All right. It says, Canary Spirit arrives to help you find your authentic voice and express what is in your heart. Free yourself to experience your inner light and let it shine as Canary Spirit sings to remind you of your inherent joy and to support you as you sing your own song. Now is the time to let the world know who you really are. Canary Spirit's message is that you are free to be yourself and express your most cherished desires. The world wants to hear your song. If your inquiry is about a relationship, you're being called to fully be yourself, for only then will you find harmony and joy. You can make music with others so beautifully when your note rings true. So definitely an interesting message there. I will say it does seem to contradict that main message from that first card a little bit, and I don't know. Maybe for some of you that first message resonate more, and for others this would, but hopefully you got something from both of those messages somehow. All right, and lastly, we have a Mudra card. So the Mudra you guys got for this month is the Chin Mudra. There it is there. The keyword for it is awareness. Oh, wow, this is kind of creepy. So I just realized the number on this is 13. So your first Oracle card was 11. This is 12, and now this is 13. That's like a really weird but kind of cool coincidence. All right. Anyway, sorry about that. It doesn't look like I could fit everything in the frame. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. So if you guys want to pause it to take a screenshot, you can. But under benefits, it says sharpens the intellect, reduces daydreaming and mental fantasy during meditation, lifts depression, opens the lower lobes of the lungs, especially when accompanied by deep diaphragmatic breathing. So that sounds like something you think you'd find helpful. I will put the name of the Mudra in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.